Okay, good morning, everybody. It's a fabulous day. It's up to you. That's the message, is that you have to make this world a better place, and it starts with as soon as you finish watching this video. Get out there and make the changes in the environment that you live in, and enact and do good things to the people that you can do good things to. That said, today I am going to do the start of my top 10 list of the people that Instagram that I think are doing it right, that I think that you should follow, that provide worthwhile and meaningful insights into our trade and to what it's really like to be a tradesman. If you've been on Instagram or the TikTok space or wherever for more than 2 days, then you know who Mechanical Hub is, or you should. They do a fantastic job, in my estimation. I think that they provide insights and knowledge to the products and to the methods that can affect your dailies, comings, and goings. I respect those guys, and I do mean guys. Eric is the face of Mechanical Hub. Everybody knows who Eric is. He's on most all of their videos. Eric and I have had several conversations over the years. I do think that Eric's tried to distance himself from me, which is fine. I don't feel bad about it. I understand it. He has a job to do. He has a life to live, as do I. And so he is sort of front and center at everything. But behind the scenes, there's John and Tim. Now, John is a technical writer, and he's the one that provides the weekly emails. An insight into the products. If you've read anything from Mechanical Hub, it was written by John. And I think that they make a fabulous combination. Tim is obviously there for his good looks, but the three of them are able to encapsulate, a great deal of content and materials of what's going on in the blue collar world, specifically plumbing, heating, and hydronics. And I think those guys are great. I think they do an absolutely marvelous job of providing us the information that's needed. In fact, I will absolutely the first time that I ever saw Central Therm, and I've only seen it twice since then because they can't get it to my region, was with Eric running it through a old masonry chimney, and I was like, "That is a fantastic product," and reached out, and he hooked me up, and we do use it quite a bit for our smaller, like furnaces and uh, um, our smaller projects. Every time I try to get something over 6 inch, I might as well be asking for, I don't know, what's the Shroud of Turin. Can I have that? Yeah, no, you can't. So it's anyway. Central Therm makes great products. I would use them if I could get access to them. So that's that. You should follow Mechanical Hub. Great people. I do. I know that they take some heat because the facts are the facts. Within a month, Eric's reviewing what were they? Milwaukee tools, DeWalt tools, and Hilti tools, and everything was great. And that comes with the territory. If you're going to sort of go down that road of repping other people's products, they're not going to send you stuff unless you have say something nice about it. And so I don't have any problem with any of those tools. As long as you know what's happening, then you can sort of, make your own judgment of what's good and what's different and what doesn't matter. Okay, so they're great. The next one, this isn't going to be a list of my friends. Like I say, these are people that I follow, that I've interacted with, and I think are great. But this one is one of someone I would consider my friend, and that is Rob Sattray. If you don't know who Rob Sattray is, that would be Turbo Plumbing and Heating. Um, and I think Rob does a fabulous job of showing what you ought to be able to do if you use your brain and your hands and your own sweat, blood, and tears to make make a difference in your own personal life and in the lives of those who surround you as a blue collar individual. He's been doing it just a little bit less than I have. That doesn't mean nothing. He continues every single day to create dust cavities and ledges that need to be dusted with just his menagerie of um, mechanical magic. He has that crazy, his all those different valves and fittings, and he's put it all together to decorate his house, um, and which is great. I think it's great. I think he's doing what he wants and enjoying it. And what else? What else could you wish for in your own life other than to do what you want and to do it well and to be happy with your efforts? Um, he anything that he does is usually out there a little bit and interesting, and I know he takes a lot of heat because he's got some fiercely um, um, fiercely expressed opinions, which some I agree with, some I don't. I know Rob personally, and there are a great many things that we agree on, and there's stuff that we don't. But the best thing about those types of relationships is that you're able to sort of see the world through a different lens, and you're able to take in what you think is valuable and discard what you think isn't. And that's how life should work. So you should follow Big Bad Robbie out of Pembroke, British Columbia. The last one today is Mr. Tyler Dines. Now, Tyler is, as opposed to the previous two, is, as far as I can tell, is an employee of Far Mechanical. I don't know what his relationship with Far, if he's a partner or whatever, but he and that group are always doing, they're, as far as I can tell, the cutting edge of plumbing, heating, and hydronics. He is a masterful craftsman. The work that he does certainly looks impeccable. Hopefully it works well. I'm sure it does. But they're always building some gargantuan, palace for whoever, and have the opportunity. And I think it's an opportunity to work with some of the best and latest and greatest equipment that this manufacturing world has to offer. And he certainly seems to know what he's doing, and the content that he provides, I think, is inspirational for anybody that wants to get away from the tub spout and wax seal world of Instagram. Um, Now, all three of those individuals, or all three of those accounts, have absolutely accepted merchandise and products and have been taken places to do things and to say nice things about whomever. And that's fine. I don't have any issues with that. I do think they try and give a honest take of what they're seeing. I I understand that when you sort of go down that road, you become a bit beholden. I love those words. I love the B words: beholden, besmirchment, uh, big, beautiful, whatever. Um, so that is not some prerequisite that you have to scoff and turn your nose at any opportunity to collaborate with a manufacturer. I think the important thing is that, from what I can tell, all of those accounts try and interact with those um, entities um, with integrity and with honesty, and within the bounds of, frankly, what's the word, good taste. a polite society, and I think that's great. I think that's how they have been successful and will continue to be successful. And you should, in my estimation, be following those accounts and looking at what they're doing and communicating with those people, because between those three, there's a wealth of knowledge and understanding of this mechanical world that we live in and that we work in that is hard to ignore and even harder to surpass. As usual, those are my thoughts, not yours. It's a fabulous day. Um, Sort of coming out of the mud, the milieu mud of the last couple of days. Um, it is the best thing about the trade is that we have a hands-on approach to everything, and if you can, you can affect the people and the circumstances that you can touch. And I encourage you to go out there and affect the circumstances and the people through your actions, not your words or your thoughts, but through action. And that's the best thing about that's the biggest high I get from of the blue collar trade is the ability to enact change and to see results almost instantaneously. Um, and there's very few worlds, environments where you can do that. Lots of it takes time and effort and observation. But in the blue collar world, particularly the plumbing, heating, and electrical and HVAC space, you can fix things and change people's lives for the better immediately. And I encourage you to do that today. I encourage you to do that tomorrow and be that, the change. What does Gandhi say? Be the change that you want to see in the world. And I think that starts with not talking about it, but acting it. As usual, those are my thoughts, not yours. Thanks for tuning in. Let me know in the comments what you think about what I have to say. If you want to jump on board, I know, there's some apprehension. There is a whole host of people that sort of watch this stuff with a critical eye, and unfortunately for James and Travis, I mean, they lost followers and got criticized and berated because they were quote unquote brave enough to or dumb enough um, to have a conversation with me. I think that is absolute insanity. I think it's destructive, and that's what we're trying to have here is honest, real, and raw conversations about what is happening in our world, what is happening in the trade, and how we can make it a better place for everybody. Not just this isn't just some vent session about how terrible I think things are. It's a wonderful place. Make no mistake about it, I live a very wonderful life that I have intentionally crafted, and you all can do the same. Anyway, I could go on forever. My thoughts, not yours. I got to get to work. The bees are humming, honey to make, work to do. I'm out of here. I will say we're very excited. Last note that we are going to have another Isaiah is expecting in the next couple of days. So by the middle of next week, there will be a new baker in this world, and we are just ecstatic to have another one show up and to have them bless our lives. Anyway, that's it. Have a fabulous day. Good luck out there.